Hey, what's up everybody? I have owned this Model Y Juniper, I think for around 4 months now, right? And one thing that I absolutely still love and get a lot of compliments on is the display monitor. There's so much you can see and it's nice having all your information in one location. But with the screen being such a wide and flat surface, I have been having issues sometimes when it comes to glare. I'll be driving around and the sun will hit it just right to where it might be a little difficult to see everything that's on my screen. And then there are some times where I'm sitting here watching TV, procrastinating, and I feel like I don't have the best viewing angle. So, to kind of combat some of that, I've decided to pick up a swivel mount kit from the company Hansshow, and we're going to install it and see if it actually can resolve some of the issues that I've been having. So, let's go. Real quick, just to go over everything that's in the box, these are all the different parts that we're going to be working with. And the exact same order that I'm showing them on the screen right now is the exact same order that we're going to be installing them in. So hopefully that's helpful for y'all. The very first thing that you want to do is actually turn off your display. So if you click on the little car icon down here, we're going to go to safety. And if you scroll all the way down, power off. Get this little message and it turns off the power. Moving underneath the monitor, we're going to take off this very front cover, putting the orange pry tool into this little slot, which, not gonna lie, this was probably the hardest part of the entire install because my pry tool just kept slipping every single time. So to get a little bit more leverage, I took a flathead screwdriver and wrapped it in a cloth, and after a couple of tries, I was finally able to get this front door off. Got it. After that, you're gonna want to take the connector out of your temperature sensor. There is a release button that's on the very front of it. So if you press that in first and then apply a little bit of pressure, you should have no issues with getting this plug off. After that, we're gonna take off the silver bolt that are on the left and right side of the silver mount. Once you've gotten them off, the only thing you have to do is just grab onto both sides of your monitor and kind of shimmy it out. You don't want to pull too hard or too fast because there are two cords that are still attached to it, so be careful. Looking on the back side of the monitor, you're going to see two bolts, one on the far right side and one on the far left side. You're going to take the bigger size Allen wrench, the bigger size one, because I was using the smaller size one and I thought I was stripped and I was getting so frustrated. But you take the bigger size Allen wrench to take out these bolts, and while you're doing it, make sure that you're holding onto the monitor the entire time just to give it some support. You don't want to put too much tension on the cords that are connected to the back. But once those two bolts are out, then you can slide the plastic collar up and then you're able to take off the two connectors that are connected to the back of the monitor. So really quick, a pro tip when it comes to pulling these out, on the gray one, if you kind of push this little tab in, I'm not sure if you can see it, but on this gray one, there is a little tab right here in the middle. But if you press this down and then kind of push in the sides, this will come out a lot easier. On this little burgundy, maroon, whatever color you want to call it, if you look right here, yeah, right here, if you push this in, it makes it a lot easier to actually release and actually pull this maroon color out. Now we're going to be installing our very first part, which is the mount itself. When you're trying to push it into this silver housing, it might seem as if it doesn't fit, but all you have to do is slightly tug on the brackets and it'll slide straight in. After that, you're gonna put this cover on. You're gonna pull the cords through it and place it over the actual silver housing. Make sure you push it all the way back and then it's completely flush with the rest of the wall. And then after that, you're just gonna reinstall these bolts. The third part that we're installing is this collar. You're gonna take your gray and your burgundy plug and you're gonna pull those through the hole, slide the collar all the way up, grab your monitor, and then plug your gray and burgundy cord back into the monitor. Then slide that collar back down so that you can use those tiny bolts to fasten that collar to the monitor. When you're putting your monitor onto the actual mount, I was having some issues with it, but then I found that I actually had to change the angle that I was pushing. Once I tilted it downward, it slid onto the mount perfectly fine. Then I took the silver bolts that were in my plastic toolkit and I tightened the monitor down to the mount. On the original front cover that I took off at the very beginning, I actually had to go back and take off the temperature sensor. There are just two little black screws that hold it into place, but after you take it off, then you just apply it to the new front cover, reconnect your black cord, and then just pop it into place underneath the monitor. Oh, so much better. Oh, that's so nice. All right, so I got the mount installed last night. Actually ended up running out of daylight, so I just wanted to finish recording today. But it's on there, and it does pretty much what it's supposed to do. So I've got it just facing forward right now, which this is pretty straight as far as like how the stock screen and mount would have had the screen. But if I want to push it all the way to the right, just to show you how far it actually does go, that's all the way to the right, all the way to the left, and then you can even swivel it up and down. So if I have it straight, it's all the way up, and then all the way down. So pretty much any like direction that you need it to be. I pressed the button. What happened? Whatever direction that you need it to be in, you can pretty much just have full control over being able to see on the screen and everything. And it even feels sturdy as well. It doesn't feel like it's loose or anything. I'm in this parking lot and they've got like several speed bumps. I don't know why there's so many speed bumps over here, but I'm gonna drive over these speed bumps and then we're gonna see if we get any type of wiggle out of the screen, just to see if it's gonna lock the screen in place. So let's do that. Speed bump number 1. Number 2. Number 3. I went soft on that one. I didn't mean to, but anyways. All right, so final thoughts on this swivel mount is I really like it. I really do. I like the fact that I'm able to move it not only left and right, but the fact that I can also move it up and down really helps me to get that perfect angle so I'm not fighting against glares down the road anymore. One thing that I was worried about is I wanted to make sure that nothing would fall or anything like that. I was afraid that it might be loose whenever I did put the monitor on there because this monitor is kind of heavy. But I mean, there's no wiggle. I don't know if you can see. Like I'm shaking it and there's really no wiggle. So it seems very sturdy. And that's why it was very important that I did that speed bump test. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to like start to sink over time. But no, it held its place, which is very important to me. So I highly recommend this product. I'll throw the links down below if you do want to check this out, if you've been having similar issues as I have and have been trying to find an inexpensive and easy alternative. And I'll also throw up a little discount code that'll save you 20% off of your entire order. So use that to your full advantage. Other than that, hopefully this video was informative or entertaining. And if it was, please let me know, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.